All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Audio check. Gregory, good morning. Bill, Lawrence, good morning. Stephen, good morning. Brad, good morning. Ethan, good morning. David, good morning. All right, let's take a look here at the market and what it's doing. We have a swing trade target to the long side at 452 and a quarter. That target has two support areas. Support number one is 402 by 392, and harmony zone number two is 77 by 67. Those are the two zones that we need to see the market hold up for that big target of 452 and a quarter to show up. So that's what we're seeing here on NQ. We'll reevaluate the longs if we break anything under 380. If we're looking at ES, let's take a quick look. Here we go, cash market open. We have a target of 50.76. Pullbacks are buyable. We have a support zone of 63 by 60. Second zone is 57 by 54. Pullbacks are buyable, and we're heading toward that. We'll reevaluate the longs if we break anything under 57. All right, good luck, everybody, and let's get it done. Good morning, Seal. Marty, good morning. Good morning. How are you? All right. We're getting a little bit of a pullback here, which is a good thing. All right, we have channel number one and channel number two established. Nice little push, breaking that channel. So now we have 15 by '05 as a big support area and a rising support area for any price action coming up. And back to our big target of 452 is the target that we're looking for. Good morning, Marty. Good morning. Here it comes. That was a good pullback. Getting a little bit of a pullback here ahead of that big target. Yeah, we potentially could pull back to 44 right here. Here comes that 44. Yeah, it's just not a bad choice, Ethan. Not a bad choice, my friend. Yeah, I mean they should be here. I mean, yeah, they got to that 45, but that's what they typically would do ahead of a big target. Is they start fading and grinding lower, and that's what you're gonna get in this type of move. And we're getting even an oversized pullback here. That's quick, man. They're not messing around today. We should run back up to 30, 35. There you go. Yeah, we should get to 35 here. Yeah, so they hit. See that? Yeah, I mean, they hit Harmony Zone number one, and as support and bounce it right back up. So good morning, Sayed. Captain set up short right here. 437. All right. If they break this, yeah, they're not breaking it. Okay, cancel. Now, if that second candle kind of broke down, I would have gotten short. So, what time is it? It's 8:38. Yeah, it's early, so we need to be a little bit patient. Let's see more of this market before we start plowing in. So we got at 9:45, which is 8:45 Central, Flash Manufacturing PMI and Services PMI. That should happen in the next 7 minutes. So I need to be flat ahead of that piece of news, And the top of the hour, we have new home sales, Richmond Manufacturing Index. We need to be flat in that one. So it's probably a good idea for me to just watch this market till these two pieces of news come out. So we broke this channel. We came back here. We put a captain setup. We tested it. If they take in and put another captain setup, I have to get in. Like I don't care. I would, yeah. Yeah, you gotta be kidding me. Come on now. Here we go. Did I just get out of that trade? Yeah. I flatted that trade. Just it has more rotations to it than I'd like. I think this thing is gonna come back down. I'll give it a second try here in a second. If they put on a switch trade here, I'll jump back in. We got 4 minutes. 4 minutes to the news. Adam, good morning. Oh, that's interesting. We're about to hit that target. Well, we hit it. So what does that mean? That means we have a bigger target now, which is 502. 502 is our next target. Pullbacks are buyable. Harmony zone number one shifted to 52 by 42 and 27 by 17. Pullbacks are buyable. Target is 502 ES. We're moving toward that 76. The 76 is a big bull target. It's not a bad entry here, to be honest with you. I mean, you're having a double captain set up short against these highs, right here. It's not a bad entry. Let me see here. Yep. Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm doing. Holding on till the news start popping. We have 1 minute. Yeah, 65, 60, 67.5 is the captain's. I mean, switch trade. All right, news coming up. News coming up. Protect your positions. And news. Boom. Here it comes. Next target is 527. 527. Steven. Good morning, Steven. How are you, buddy? We got at the top of the hour some price action, some news. Switch trade right here. We have a target of 527. Gonna get a little bit of a pullback here. Looks like it at least. We got a captain set up short in the middle of the range. So that's gonna push the price a little bit lower. We may see the 480. I mean, that would be a good spot for an entry. I'm gonna go grab. Hold on 1 second. If this thing kind of closes at 97, right? I'm just gonna step away, just get a little bit of water. I'll be back. All right, all right. Yeah, see that? Okay, I see what they're doing. So I mean, they put the captain setup, came tested it twice, flushed everybody, and rallied the whole structure. I mean, that's just a little bit of nastiness going on here. Really? What is this market all about? Yeah, we got 4 minutes coming up here in this for the new news, but this is just this is wild, guys. Some wild stuff going on. So we hit that target. We have a bigger target now, which is the 552. Pullbacks are buyable. Harmony zone number one is holding. What you're seeing is like the consistent, like how many candles in a row the market is going up, which is really in many ways is a good thing. You catch something like that, you look for bigger targets. Well, you did good because you wouldn't know. I mean, look what happened before that, from 700 to 60, 40 points in matter of a minute. So I'm gonna wait for that top of the hour. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Hey Bill, I got your message, by the way. I'm gonna send you a message. Tara, good morning. Good morning, good morning. 1 minute, 1 minute to the top of the hour. We should expect a lot of volatility stepping in here at the top of the hour. There you go. ES, ES, the new target for ES is 1594.75, 1594.75. So the bias in this market is for the upside, and we have bigger targets at 552 and a quarter, and we need to support the 480 and obviously the 65 and harmony zone number 2. That has to hold. So the fact that we hit this trend line multiple times and we could not break above it, that's a little bit concerning for the longs. If we break this 85, we're gonna flush into lower prices. I mean, if they put a switch trade right here, I may just jump in there and scalp it short against that 507 high. Okay. 82. I'll take 82 from 90 to 82. 2 contracts. That was a clean one. Yeah, it's just a switch trade right here. I mean, I gotta ask myself a question. I mean, why did they hit that trend line twice and could not break? Then they're putting on a switch trade short right there. That's gonna lend itself to go from target number 1 to target number 2. So I'll take it. All right, guys. Let's see here. We break that level right here, we should see uh, better price action. The 200 and 100 Inter-Rinco are out of sync. What does that mean? That means that this market is a two-sided market, and it's bouncing between harmony zone number 1 and 2, and that's a sign that the market is just consolidating here. If we break anything above 514, the market will get back into being in sync. $706, huh? It's a wild one, guys. It's a wild one. So now the market is back in sync on the long side. And we have channel number 1 established. ES has a target of 50.94 half. Pullbacks are buyable. If we break 85, we're going to get a captain setup short on ES, which means that we're in NQ, we're going to have a pullback. So as long as we don't break 85, we should see a little bit more of a push in NQ. Okay, that's good. The longs are still in charge. Yeah, I turned positive myself, Steven. It's messy. I get it. It's a little bit messy trading here, but the longs are the force, the positive force here. Okay. All right. So here we go again. See this behavior? This behavior right here. Look at that behavior right here. It's exactly similar with one change. They put a captain setup, but in essence, it's about the same. So the market is repeating itself. So if we don't break 530 shortly, we're gonna end up getting faded. Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good. Man, what is going on? Just just nasty stuff going on here. It just extended moves on both sides. So now you're gonna see. That's nasty. Okay. So we broke channel number 2 of this rotation, and the first attempt at a test, it's holding here. So I mean, if we go up to 25 and the market cannot break back into this channel, we're gonna see a fade coming into this market. The longs are still in charge, looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity. We'll reevaluate the longs if we break anything under 480. The big targets on a swing trade basis is 552 and a quarter. 552 and a quarter. See, they're putting a captain setup here, captain setup short, and then they're failing it. It's just it's a challenge. So you gotta keep your sizing small in this type of environment. Keep it 1 to 2, and scalp. If I see really, here we go. We should. I'm gonna take a 10-point stop right here. No more. No more. No more. We should be at 26, then we go to 31. I mean, I wouldn't mind the 26, be honest with you. Here we go. Okay, I'll take it. I mean, I'll take, 5 points, close to 5 points. I'll take it. 31 should happen, especially in this environment. But also, this happened too. So I'm going to try to protect my profits in an environment that looks like this. Here comes that 31. So the signal here was the fact that this captain setup short failed and they put a switch trade. So now that's a double signal telling me that the market is going to push higher. How high? I mean, you have the distribution level up here. So 31 is a target, then 35 is a target. Then after that, you're going all the way up to 552, which is the swing trade target. Shingo, good morning, buddy. How are you? Do I use the same sizes? I use this. I have the charts that I use are always fixed, you know, and I look at all of them in my decision making process. Now, when volatility contract, then you typically will get the 20 NT Rinko, which is this big chart, to be a little bit more relevant, and I'll trade that more. But I look at all of them, like 200 and the 100, those two big ones up top left. They're giving me the personality of the day and is the market in harmony or not. So that defines the environment. And then I go into the smaller charts and I pick my entry points. So the environment here is long. We have harmony zone number 1, which is support for a long. Then you have a short signal that failed into a long signal that makes it 2 double signals that are long. And then I took the long for a scalp. And here we had another trade that is, we call the signal a railroad long at that 25 and a quarter. Steven, that's your baby right there. That's the kind of trades that you like. The 25. And that's a run up into the big target, swing trade target of 52 and a quarter. So, Danny, what you see up here is the swing trade target, the swing trade reversal, the first harmony zone support, the second harmony zone support, and then the targets for this chart. So if you're scalping on this chart, these are the targets you're looking at. If you're swing trading, these are the targets for the swing trade. Okay, okay, that's fine. But I'm in the lookout for you, Steven, because I know how you like what the type of trades that you like. Yeah, we should push up here a little bit. Yeah. See, that's another railroad. But you gotta be careful though. Hey Brian, good morning. Here you go. That's railroad into a switch trade into a run up to the target. So I see it here. Target is 552. Here comes that target 577. Yeah, there's a bit of distribution up here. So watch out. I mean, the target is the target of 602, but if we break that 76.75, we're gonna get a bit of a move to 70s and 60s. So just watch out because that will be a double switch trade, and that will put a little bit of pressure on this market. $72 coming up. It should happen here soon. $70. See that double switch trade? It should flush. Yeah, here we go. And we should get to the 60s. I mean, if they do this one more time, they're going to see 65 and 60s. Yeah, they're about to do it here. Yeah, if they break 72 and a quarter, which we're not too far away from it. Hmm. All right. If we break 72, then we will have a short signal in this market. And that will get us to the 60s and potentially even the 55s to the 40s. A potential captain setup switch trade short at 72, 73. If we end up actually getting there, here it comes, and we should see a push lower. Here it comes. There you go. So I mean, that's what I look at that. Captain setup switch trade 73. It's gonna push to the 660s, and again it may have that potential to go to 550, but they may pause it right here. Or not may, they're pausing it right here, and we're looking for that push. So what the market did is they got so close to that big target and got faded back. Okay. So and then they put a captain setup short. That's a signal, and then a switch trade. The combination of both of them is a good short signal, and that's why we kept saying, "Hey, listen, we're gonna get a pullback. We're gonna get a pullback, and it's gonna go to the 60s." That's the rationale. All right, guys. Good news. My third payment for Apex got approved yesterday. So now my 3 payments are getting approved for this next rotation. So we're getting about 6,700 from them. And I got a bunch of accounts that are lining up for payments as well. So once I get close or get there, we'll share that with you. For today, we are up slightly. Let's see where we're at. Here we go. That's where we're at. We're at 344 after commission. Khaled, good morning. Let's keep working. Excuse me. Matthew, good morning. Just watching. Yeah, that's trading, Matthew. Watching is trading. Thank you, One Stop Trader. I appreciate you, man. So what we're seeing here is the disconnect between the 200 and the 100 into Rinko. Okay, so now it's the two-sided market. We got to pull back to harmony zone number 1 and bouncing right back up. That's a bullish behavior. Looking for pullbacks to buy. But the good part is we recognized this. Recognize the fact that we got so close to the top end of closing that big swing target of 602, and the fact that the market just start pulling back. Then we had this rotation, which is a double switch trade. Then we came and tested it, and boom, boom. And we looked at the 50s and the 60s as an area where the market kind of has the tendency to go to. And it got there. So now the question is, what's next? Okay. What's next is the market is out of sync, right? So that's going to lend itself to a two-sided market. In a two-sided market, we're going to get a sequence that is a buy sequence and another sequence that is a convincing and short sequence. So I'm going to be, on the lookout for that, for signals. If we start breaking under 530, that's going to give the market almost like one more attempt at holding the line. Then if we fail the 17 and the 15, that could lend itself to a complete reversal all the way down to 502, and then the market will be short on a swing trade basis. So that's what I'll be looking for if I'm thinking in terms of shorts. If I'm thinking in terms of long, on a swing trade basis, you really have to do some more work. Like you have to go to 88. We have to break this channel and go to 88. Once we get to 88, we need to pull back and hold the line on a higher low basis. If that happens, then the 602 becomes a viable target again, and hitting it will lead to a push past 600 into the 25. So 625. And the sequence of longs will continue to progress. Okay. So that's the kind of analysis on the long side, and that's analysis on the short side. And now we have to kind of wait and see how the market will line itself the best. Like right here, we need to see a push above 80. If, for example, we fail and we start trading under 65, that is bearish. Okay, there we go. $88 coming up. I think that's excellent, Stephen. Good job. Proud of you. Keep it up. That's a good decision right there. Be green, be gone. Yeah, we're gonna fade a little bit here, most likely toward the 80s. Mm. Mhm, 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 mhm. 92. Here we go again. Oh, wow. Push, push, push. Here we go. I mean, that's what we figured is going to happen. Should be coming back to that 80s. They're just trapping people. Okay, so the 88, we got there and we needed the pullback to see how well it holds. Now, here we need to see higher lows. They can't go back into the 60s. And they are going back to the 60s. Wow. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy stuff going on here. Oof. 50-point flush in 30 seconds. Hang on if you can, huh? That's why I'm a little bit selective here. So the 70s, 75s and the 70s needed to hold in order for that break to continue. And the fact that, oh, hold on, why I didn't see this? Captain set up short on the 100 NT Rinko. Rallies are shortable on a big time against that high of 91. This is a big event right here, guys. Let me see if I can show you a captain setup. That's a captain setup short that just was brief, but when they run it up like this and then they put a captain setup, makes it a lot more powerful. So that kind of changes the bias in this market a little bit for me. On the 100, I mean, I could, I mean, do I want to go crazy and put in 10, 20 contracts? Well, I don't want to put 20 contracts, but 10 contracts on this and look for a rundown all the way to 502. That's the target for this rotation, 502. So let's see if we can start accumulating in a reasonable way. Because if this stops me, it will be a big stop, and I just need to be careful here and not get overly excited. Let's see how they're handling the price action. So if they're bouncing off of harmony zone number one, then I need to be, looking for rallies to short into. I mean, that 58 is one, 64 is another, and then you got 69 is another entry. I mean, I could put the 69 and see how we handle that one. They're not going to give it to me, though. Potential captain set up short on ES. Sheila. Good morning, Sheila. How are you? Captain set up short right here. We should see a push toward 40. $39 is the target to this rotation here. You may see it come in fast too. $71.5. I'm gonna get out of this trade. I mean, like right here, it should be holding up and selling under 70. And it's showing a little bit more strength. So I'm going to take a, small stop and kind of move on. Move on to what though? I mean, I really need that 600 has to hold, and they can come up to 91. They can come up to 91. Then at that point, they have to, sell off, or otherwise this whole structure is going to get rolled over. So I can rather pay whatever that is, 57, less than 10 points of a stop. Yeah, here we go. Let's see here. And they put a captain setup. Let me see. Watch them just flush this to 60s in like 2 seconds here. Good job, Seal. Take care, man. Like Adam, I mean, a captain setup short up there, man. It's you typically will get like 2 candle follow through in no time, and you're getting this price action. Yeah, I mean, I could see why though. You're getting a captain setup short right here. You're getting in. You get heavy at 58. You get heavy at 63. It runs up. It just it rolls you over. See, even with this move, the way they just did it, that doesn't mean they're gonna close up there. I mean, they may end up closing it up there, but it doesn't mean. 'Cause I've seen it where they get so close to the 91 and just get faded back in. So, but I want to see a little bit more. Like if they close 91, then that kind of puts that idea on hold. I have to see the price really show weakness again before I get back in. Oh, here you go. MKO, man, you're upgrading, huh? Okay. You're upgrading. Yeah, I'm sorry, Adam. It's a rough day. I mean, the shorts are not having a good time at it, really. Yeah, I mean, the flushes are so ruthless and directional, so you think that the market is really has a lot of follow through on the short side, and it's not. Like right here, this captain setup. Now, I mean, let's put it this way. I mean, let's pull that chart up. I haven't seen a 6 prong captain setup short for like years. But if this candle closes lower at 551, then me getting back aggressive at the short side, I'm back in the game on that. Anything less than that, the odds are we're gonna close the 602 and keep pushing. I don't want to get ahead of that idea either. You know? Like I don't want to start shorting here thinking the market is gonna come back down to that 51 and give me a 6 prong captain setup. Doesn't mean it's not gonna do it. It's just I'll be swimming against the current right now. All right, target is hit. Next target is 627. 627. I mean, we should pull back a little bit here to the 96s, but we'll see. 96s and 92s. So we're at target number 2 on the 20 NT Rincon, and we have a big target of 627, and they're holding it up here. I mean, they're playing around 600. That's a whole number. You should, yeah, really, we should be like pulling back to the 90s and then reload the longs back up. Here it comes. Yeah. The 96s, then we'll see the 91s soon. There you go. Yeah, it's just stuck there. It was stuck there. So there's no reason for it to be stuck unless it's getting people to fade it. And the fact that they put a switch trade here and flipped it back in, that candle right here needed to close higher, or otherwise the whole structure is going to go back to the middle of the range. That's what the market ended up doing. Okay. So we saw them fade the whole number into the middle of the range, rally that back up. Pullbacks are viable. Just we have harmony zone number one as support, which is 577 by 67. Harmony zone number two is going to be 52 by 42. And here we come into that level. Captain set up long. We should be at the 88s, 90s against that low of 76. Yeah, it's a little bit noisy here. See, that's the captain setup against that harmony zone number 1. That should have seen a bit better price structure to that 9 against that 76. And the fact that they flipped it one more time puts that whole area at risk. Here you go again. Yeah, we should go back up to 90s quickly. Okay. All right. I mean, they rotated it one more time, but you know that spot with that setup, I should have been just an automatic boom run up. Market rotated one more time. Yeah, that captain setup, Matthew, is holding up for you. Here they come again. There's a captain set up short on the 30 NT Rinko and the 40 NT Rinko, so watch out. If we flush anything under 575, we're going to get a counter trend back in this zone between 67 and 50, and that's the neutral zone. So there is a lot of distribution patterns coming up there with lower highs. So let's take a quick look at them. You see this right here and this move right here. Captain set up short on the 40 NT Rinko with a stop at 600. Same thing, 30 NT Rinko, captain set up short, happening at 84. So, I mean, the market is duplicating itself, and we have a support level that if we break, things can get interesting, and that is that 77, 76. So just keep an eye on that. Well, here comes a flush. Like right here, they put a switch trade, which really kind of should have pushed a little bit lower. Now they're putting a captain setup. I mean, it's one of those things. Let's see if they close. If it close 80s, I'll take it one here and look for a push to the 70s and or lower, and we should see that. Be honest with you, yeah, we should see that. Stop is 87. We should see a flush here. We should see 62. I'm gonna post to 62, and I'm gonna go break even and give it a little bit of room. Here we go. That's it. Let them do it. It should flush. Here it comes. I'm gonna take it here. Just because it paused. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, you could see what they were trying to do. I mean, they put a double captain setup, right? First, they put a switch trade, which you expected to kind of continue to flush. They didn't put a captain setup, ran it to the middle of the range, and give the impression of uh, a rally. But you're running into these two captain setups. You're running into this captain setup and the other one that I showed you. So that's just an area of great deal of distribution. So I expected resistance. So if the resistance showed itself up, it's going to show itself up in the form of a one candle reversal here. So that means if I'm to be stopped, that 80 needs to be at 87. That'll be a captain setup switch trade long, and the market will rally. So I'm risking that 7 points for the potential of getting a flush to the 60s, and the market, comes back up. But the minute they paused at the bottom end here, I took it. If I want to play the distribution game, I will look for these rallies to short into and accumulate into the 60s. So because what happens here is they're gonna probably split the difference and come at 60 and bounce back up. But anyways, so that's that trade. That's where we at. That last decision made us about 3.9. I mean 2.9, 2.15. So we're at equity high. Excuse me, at equity high for the day. That short right here. And they put a captain setup. I mean, like, wow. So they're putting the brakes on, rally a little bit. Let's see how far they go. Because they did the same thing here. Rallied up, came back in. Did it here, and I took advantage of it. Okay, now they're doing it again. Now, where would I know that this trick is it played itself out? If you start breaking anything above 90, 96. 96. Okay, so you see that they're going doing it again. They're doing it again. Just a trap and flush, trap and flush, trap and flush. That's what they keep doing. ES, they put a captain setup short, long, and now this is the critical for both ES and NQ. If we don't get up to 98.5 on ES in the next few minutes, this structure is gonna flush back into the 60s and the 40 range, 40 to 50 range. And here we go again. See? Okay, the 100 and the 100, the 100 and the 200 are out of sync, and we're getting counter trend rotations right now. The overall structure is still long, but there's technical damage, and there are trapping to short versus trapping to long. So you have to be very conscious of the fact that this market can get faded back. And if we break anything under the 38.5, then we're going to close the market at 527. And that will flip.
This is a reminder. Return the lens.
Alexa off. Sorry about that. Then that's a complete 200 anti-wrinkle reversal. Then the market can get faded to the 500 and potentially all the way down to 400. So, these levels that we are at are very critical, because if we start breaking any of them, and we at the extension that we have pushed, the pullback can be 150 to 250 points from the bigger perspective, because this is what's the market look like. Okay, so we're up here at this target, and this closes at 526. Then to retard, the reversion to the mean is at 400. If you're gonna retest this trend, you're gonna test it at 475. Okay, so you see the distance that the market has a lot of space to operate on the short side. Okay, and it has that habit too. So look at this habit that they had. Ran it up to the middle of the range, and boom. So that it still has that muscle memory. The market still have that muscle memory. Okay, so that 38 is going to be a critical level, and if we fail to protect it, then that scenario will start playing out. Okay? I wouldn't go ahead, I wouldn't get ahead of it and say, okay, well, if this is a good scenario, let me just go short right now and capitalize at 70 to 40. No. The market has to actually prove itself before that idea can be actionable and I can put on money behind it. And anyway, that's it for me for the day. We that's the morning session. I gotta go. I'm shopping for a car, so I gotta go to the dealership and take a look. So we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow, Wednesday. Good job, everybody. See you soon. See you tomorrow. Stay safe.